Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Baker Mayfield going on the road. Have yourself a day. Fired up for this one. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, cheap way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content over there. Long form videos, really trying to create the environment of what it's like in an NFL quarterback room. So all sorts of nuanced, detailed depth about not only the quarterback position, but high level offensive and defensive football. So if you're interested, hop over there, join, become a member. The link is in the video description. As for this video, let's get into it. Baker Mayfield going into Lambeau, putting on a show. Right out the gate, full field read. Gets all the way back to the back. Just beautiful patience as much as anything. I thought Baker showing a lot of pocket poise. You know, he's always going to have his kind of unique movement within the pocket, within his throwing position. But he's able to just, seems like he's more confident, more calm, more controlled in where he's going with the ball. Just a really nice job here. Again, you don't have to know the read to realize he's working up top to start. No. You know, if they're in shock right there, the concept shocked, it's not great versus what I would classify as brackets. Stubby-ish. Comes all the way back to the other side. I mean, it's just a really nice job. And again, it looks like he's trying to come back to Evans. Not there, getting grabbed, gets it down to the back. I'm not even sure what route I would say the back is running. He's just on the same page. So it's just one of those things that's really hard to stop when you get no pressure on the quarterback. So no to the left, no panic. Flip all the way back to the right. No, right, check down. And again, you know, just watch the back. The back does a nice job creating separation, but then just kind of stops. And then chill. Baker puts it right on him. That's an easy throw, big play. Love it. Next one here, 3rd and 4. The Fighting Joe Barry's here, a little bit confused. First of all, I love me some quads. Go from 4x1 to 3x2. Now, you know, I don't think anybody is going to confuse the Packers defense, the scheme, with any sort of like revolutionary new ideas. But I will say, no matter what kind of concept or schemes or technique you're going to run, there is an element of just simple math, okay, that borderlines any or kind of underscores any sound defense. So I want you to just do the math, and I'll help you out here. We've got 3 eligibles down here to the bottom, right? Talk about how we break up the formations. We've got 2 eligibles up top. And now let's count the defenders outside the hash. We've got 2 defenders outside the hash. We've got 3 defenders, DB types, outside the hash up top. This is the short side of the field. There's less field here. We've got 2 guys kind of in the middle of the field. So, I mean, you don't have to be a math guru to realize we've got the matchup we want in this area of the field, right? 3/2. You just can't align like this. It's never going to work. So if you're going to rock 3 cloud, so what I'm calling this corner rolled up, 3rd, middle field player, 3rd. You can't just have a flat defender and then ask your hook defender, this middle hook defender, to work to the boundary. It just, it's kind of shockingly open. Like the pivot is open and the wrap in is open, all in the same space. There's just a massive void. It can't be how you want to align. This has to be some sort of structural error. Look at the middle of the field. I mean, they're both open. And again, I'm not saying you would never go 3 cloud here into the boundary, but you can't push like that to that side. It's shockingly easy. This is 3rd and 4. You could throw it, you know, with your opposite hand over there to the left. I mean, that, what? Way too easy. Baker says, thank you. Next one here, 3rd and 6, 3rd down in the red zone. Think of it as a 4-point play if the defense wins. So big down here. We're going to run spot or snag up top. It's not there. I personally would like to see Baker get back to the backside in a little bit quicker. Now, granted, I just got done watching Stafford play, and he's one of the best to ever get to the backside in consistently. This one to me is a little bit kind of, I don't know, in the middle as far as could he get to the backside in? I think he could right there a little quicker, but then the right tackle's taking an L, right? Like we see the right tackle, he's leaning forward, he's getting snatched. It's going to be tough. But you can see, I think the guys who are playing at such a high clip right now, when you hear of terms like processing or how quickly you play or see things, I feel like this one was just a tick slow. And so what I'm going to call spot or snag, it really doesn't matter the hell you call it. This thing is really a flat defender read. So what does the flat defender do? Does the flat defender push to the flat? All right. What does the curl defender do? The next guy inside, does he push to the spot or snag? If he does, you're hopeful to get to that backside, whatever's on the backside, as quickly as you can. And there's no guarantee that it's going to be there too. You might have to get it to the check down. So it's just about this ability of play this a tick quicker to be able to get here before the protection breakdown at right tackle. Now, even if you played it a tick quicker, could you get it to the end with the protection issues? I don't know. Maybe you could kick back as well. So no, kick back in. You can see the space there, how that thing would kind of time out footwork rhythm to be able to get to the backside in. But again, all these things are connected to the pass protection being sound. So no, in. You can see how quickly that would have to happen. And some guys, maybe play a little bit quicker than Baker does right here. But right here, 4-point L. Next one here. This is a big play opportunity. We're going to go double post up top with an over down here to the bottom. Now, traditionally, I would say don't love double post versus middle field closed. And also, obviously, all sorts of bummer about being able to hold on to the ball. But this is one of those things, though, for me where, yes, the right tackle, again, gets caught being a little bit weak, gets snatched, gets run around, all bad. Now, again, would you love to see Baker get the ball out of his hands? I would. Hitch. Yeah, okay. Easier said than done, though, as well. Because this is a little bit of one of those kind of like untraditional looks. So the first thing here, playing quarterback, and you have 5 people at the line of scrimmage. Now, this is not that uncommon of a thing anymore in the league. But 5 rushers, like true rushers, to me means we're going to have a lot of one-on-one blocks. So even if we are kind of taking the edge off at one spot, we're still going to have to get the ball out somewhat quickly. So here's the inside post. Here's the big post. And then we've got the tight end type down here at the bottom. He's running the over. So oftentimes you're trying to get the ball to the over. Right here, they're going to be in 3 deep, 3 under. So middle field player, third, and then we've got the underneath players. Doesn't really matter which of these guys. These 3 players underneath. Okay, so 3 over, 3 deep. I would say normally you wouldn't think you're going to get this double post look with a middle field post player. But because Baker has so much time, it looks like he's trying to get it here. And again, that's great vision if you have the time to hold up to do it. My thing about it is, to me, he choppies the drop a little bit at the top so that it kind of jacks the timing of this thing where now he's a little quicker than the routes are. So because he doesn't get as much depth and isn't even with his drop, he's now moving up quicker. And now he's kind of getting himself into trouble, as opposed to, if you had to do this over again, you take a big 5, hitch, and you got to let it go. Can't hold on to that thing forever back there. You guys are, they're holding on for dear life. We're trying to take a shot here. So first, let's watch the middle field post player, the safety, right there. That's the point you think, okay, I got the outside post to Evans. Now, could he get that ball off and throw it? Yeah. Again, just a tick slow, right? Like 1 pat slow. And now let's watch his drop. So play fake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how 4 and 5 are like underneath himself? That's gonna impact your depth. So now when you get up, now you're getting up closer, as opposed to having just a little bit more depth. Set that pocket. Yes, I know the right tackle again is taking an L, but set that depth, be on a little bit better time so you can get that thing out on the second hitch and get all into that throw, as opposed to having this rough turnover backed up. So to me, it's a combination of, a rough look Again, just watch the drop of it, how uneven it is. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5 are underneath himself. I mean, shoot, his third step is right on the goal line. 2 inches off the goal line? Watch his fourth step. It's at the same spot. So it's like a dance. So just even that thing out, smooth that thing out to provide the timing so you don't have to click, 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 hut. Now hold. Smooth it out, time it out, give yourself a chance. Next one here, really nice throw to Evans in the slot down here to the bottom. We're going to wrap it right around 91's ear. Nice anticipation. No, it's not the farthest throw in the world, but I think it shows some nice feel, some nice understanding. Again, significant space here in whatever Green Bay is trying to do defense-wise. But this is just a really nice job from Baker. I'll pause this thing so you can see when he lets this go, how he's wrapping it around. He's throwing it with a little bit of anticipation right there. So he's already broken that thing off like he's going to let it go, throwing it. Evans is not quite into that area yet, so you've got to lead him a little bit. If for whatever reason 91 here were to get more depth this way, you would just come off that to the number 2 down here. So just a real clean kind of 1 to 2. They can't be right. Again, getting the ball to your best players on the perimeter. Just really nice job here. Attacking space, good understanding, timing, rhythm, distributing the ball. I think there's just a lot to like with how Baker's playing this game. Now, again, I get who they're playing against defensively, but that's a really nice job of anticipating over the middle of the field. Next one here, a little naked or keeper off counter action. So the right guard and 41 are pulling towards us to the bottom. They're going to pull out, and there's going to be nobody on the over. Okay, now, I'm going to tread lightly here as far as coming after people with the effort police on defense. This is not linebacker school, but 59 here, this ain't it either. So to be able to kind of read this thing out, you got to keep playing. That's way too open. There's just so much space when they play any sort of like country zone coverage. So again, these types of plays put a lot of stress on a true zone defense. But if we're just, all we're doing is pulling the guard, pulling the sniffer, we're running an over and like a deep out. There's nothing even in the flat. And so when these linebacker types get so fooled that the ball has been thrown and they're still like in the box trying to make a tackle, like you've got to at least attempt to get some depth and reroute some of these guys who are crossers, whether you want a robot, whether you got to do something here. You can't just be hanging out and pretend like this is a run drill and, oh, they got me with a fake pass. Like, this is a joke. That's way too easy. The ball has been thrown. And the linebacker, I think it's 59. He's still looking at the running back. The ball's been thrown. He has no idea where the ball is. It's not like the Harlem Globetrotters out there. It's just shockingly poor defensive play. Just watch 59. You can tell he doesn't know what the call is. They're all confused on who's who in the zoo. What the heck? And again, just way too easy. Nice job from Baker. Nice job capturing the edge. It's a thing of beauty, especially how the center, watch the center. So they pull the guard, but then fold the center out to cover the edge. That's a really nice play design. Nice chunk. More of those. Let's go. Next one here, probably my favorite throw of the game from Baker Mayfield. Down here to the bottom, number 2, Evans, on what I'm going to call like the little nod post. They've got double post. He plays this with awesome anticipation. Again, just destroying the post safety and kind of formation effing the Packers because they've got somebody outside leverage on Evans. You never have a chance. You can see 21 and 20 do not look happy with themselves. At the end of the day, to me, this is just double post. So there's the inside guy. Now, this is a really nice post, and he kind of nods him to the corner and up. But this middle field safety, he's never going to make that play because we throw this thing, guess what? With that A all over that thing. Underline, italicized, increase the font, do whatever you need to do to appreciate it. Baker playing at a high level. But the other thing to pay attention to here is just the leverage. So we're formation effing these cats. This is like a loose, wide, dirty bunch. So these guys are tight. Like you can get picks or rubs. It's third medium. But we're going to take a shot down the field. So when he goes to run this post, this defender is outside of him. So when we nod him, he's saying, oh, I got to protect the corner. Then we come back. well, he's thinking, oh, it's all right if you go back in there. I've got a free safety in there that's going to take that play. Well, guess what? He's on the inside post. So the design of this thing has stretched this guy. But Baker makes this thing work with great anticipation. Heel click doesn't matter when you rip a strike. Again, look at the anticipation. It's awesome. Vertical L's right there. Look at those vertical L's. Baker throwing it back. Mike Evans at the bottom, right at the 1 on the 10-yard line, not out of the post yet. And there it is. I mean, that's beautiful, right? This is awesome. Red zone execution. Third down red zone execution. Hell yes. Baker dealing. Love to see it. And it's a really cool design and scheme. And again, anytime you can get DBs fighting with each other after a touchdown, I'm all for it. Just understand the rhythm of it. Watch the drop. Back foot, hitch, out. So the timing of it is perfect. The ball location. I mean, that is nice. Hell yes. Next one here, we're going to high-low the corner up top. So the number 1 is going to be on a corner. Number 2 is on a flat. Baker does a nice job kind of manipulating that rolled up corner. Gets a nice big chunk on the boundary. So you can see he does like a little, whether it's a deke or a turn down, it doesn't really matter. It has the effect on the corner where you're just high-lowing this guy. So we're going to read this player right here. We're going to run this kind of inside release, up, and corner or circus. We're then going to have the number 2 go into the flat. And so Baker takes his drop here. He's looking right at that corner. Now, whether he dekes him, meaning he like gives his little shoulder check to get right here, and then throws it down the field to the 7 or the circus. Just a really nice job of high-low in that corner out there. Watch that corner. Can't be right. See him move towards the flat with that deke right there. Baker's able to drive the ball right to the corner, put it on him, protect him with a throw. Again, watch that shoulder, left shoulder with Baker. Just that little subtle, got him. And then put the ball right on him. Split those 2 defenders, the safety in the corner. Awesome. Let's go. Next one here, 52 seconds left into the first half. We're going to rip all go down here to the bottom. It's going to be versus Tampa. We're going to hit the seam in the slot. It's a beautiful throw from Baker. Tight window. Nice timing. You know, I think he does this no hitch. 1, 2, 3, no hitch. Again, not my tempo. Not my footwork. But it works. The timing of it still works. So again, for me, all this is all go. So here's the seam. Here's that best release go. Right here, he gets stunned or jacked at the line of scrimmage. So not really traditional all go. You're going to get this Tampa look. Half field players. And then the Mike linebacker type is going to be the middle deep hook player. So normally, talk about this a lot on the channel, that Mike in Tampa will open to the 3 eligible side. So whether he opens to the 3 eligible side or he's hedging that side. So when he's dropping back and he's on the near hash or the ball hash, the ball's right here, he's on the near hash, you're gaining 6 yards to the field, right? The NFL hashes are 6 yards, I think. So you get 6 yards of space. So even if he doesn't turn and open to the boundary, he's still lined up to the 3 eligible. So it creates just that little bit of extra window. And if you don't get any hands or a reroute on by this nickel star player, you're going to have an opportunity for a nice seam down here to the bottom. So first thing here, let's watch that Mike linebacker. See how he kind of hugs the middle? He doesn't get to the middle of the field. And then when he turns, it's too late. We've got too much space over there. Now watch the reroute or no reroute on the number 2. Way too easy. Check out the drop from Baker. Again, notorious for stepping under himself. So 1, under himself. 3, again, not my tempo. Okay? Doesn't matter. The timing of it is still really good. 3, no hitch. Look at that throw. I mean, look at that anticipation. Right? He's going to throw it right there. This is the look. I mean, the curl defender is getting some decent depth here. You see the deep hook player. You see the deep safety, maybe a little too deep. And it creates this void he's throwing into. It's a hell of a throw. Not a lot of space. Great precision. Super decisive. And I think probably the safe throw. is to the check down. But if you can hit this, let it rip. Good on you for a big old chunk. Again, play this thing out. 7 is the middle player. So see how he's kind of pedaling, even though he's hugging the right side of the hash. So you get an extra 5-ish yards there to the left. Let it rip. And again, that is a beautiful throw. It really is a beautiful throw, regardless of the drop. Over with enough power to get it up and down before the safety and the mic. Really nice throw. And again, even though I don't like the footwork, which really doesn't matter, right? We can all agree on that. The tempo of the drop. Watch the tempo of the drop. Left foot, right foot. It's almost like a dance. The timing is perfect. So 1, 2, 3, hit. There it is. Right up on him. Perfect throw. Let's go. So that same 2-minute drive, now it's 2nd and 29, a couple penalties and a sack. We're going to rip a beautiful corner or circus up top to the number 1. Just an absolute dot of a throw. Now, again, to me, this is very gunslingery, living on the edge. And when it works, it looks outstanding. And I think the timing of it is beautiful. It really is. I just don't know how he knows what the corner is going to do. So to me here, this is kind of that similar idea where we're getting that flood on the field. So we're going to have someone deep, someone in the intermediate, and someone wide in the flat. You know, how they get there, they get that back pylon, deep flag, they get that circus or corner where the ball ends up going, and then they get this swing, like escort swing, where the tight end becomes like the lead blocker out there. So he's blocking, you've got 4 people out there. Now, my thing about it is I just don't know how Baker knows what this guy's doing, because he's getting depth. You know, he could easily be guessing and coming off on this sailor circus. Doesn't matter. Baker does a great job ripping this thing. Again, he plays with anticipation right here. Top of the drop, he's click, throw. You can see we're not out of that break yet, right? Right there, he's going to throw that thing, and we're nowhere near coming out of this break. But to me, there's a lot of just like sitting on a slider here, which is fine when you get a slider. It's just these guys are going to be doing the same thing. And so it's just one of those things where it's a great when it looks like this, and it's a beautiful throw. The dude's got some arm talent. I think people sleep on the fact that he can drive the ball down the field. When he gets the ball out in a decisive manner like this, that's a really nice, beautiful throw on the sideline in a 2-minute situation on a 2nd and forever. And this is just Baker making a play, ripping it. Dot. Hell yeah. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notification. I really do appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you for taking the time and doing that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member. Link is in the video description. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep, deep dives on my favorite football topics. We have courses on RPOs, tempos, pass protection. The best-selling course is how to beat every coverage. We even have an entire offensive system available for you, so hop over there and enroll. The link is in the video description. We also have a bunch of free resources available, also linked in the video description. Finally, make sure to follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, second half, 3rd and 6. We're going to hit Evans up top. He's the number 3. But what this play I love is Baker's pocket movement. So dip and rip, 2 hands on the ball, reset, find Evans down the field for a big first down. So just watch the pocket movement. Again, this is Baker, in my opinion, at his absolute best. 2 hands on the ball, protecting the ball, being a playmaker within the structure of the play. So he's got this elusiveness with what he plays with. And so as he's able to hit this back foot, and he climbs, gets up in the pocket, he doesn't just bolt. His eyes don't go down. He's up, reset, buy some time. Trust your guys. He knows he's got some dudes on the perimeter. Let them win and find him with your eyes down the field. It's just a really nice job, man. This is 3rd down football in the league. I just love the pocket movement, the poise, just the calmness of him to able to reestablish. See how even as he moves, he like moves back into rhythm. Just a really nice job. And again, throwing darts down the field, driving the ball in this intermediate alley to be able to navigate the rush. You know, again, right tackle, tackles, guys going by you, great, up. Set the pocket deep with your drop, and then get up, reset. Really nice job, great vision, big hit. Next one here, beautiful play design touchdown pass. We're going to hit the back, out the backfield on a seam. So at the end of the day, this is a very fancy, well executed 4 verticals out of 3x1. Now, it's not just that simple. Baker's ball handling here. We're going to fake this little back motion. Really nice job kind of hanging in the pocket, ripping this seam. It's beautiful design. But part of me can't stop smiling the fact that did Green Bay just not think they were going to get 4 verticals versus middle of the field closed zone? I mean, literally every high school offensive coordinator would get to this play. Here's the special, maybe not this exotic of a version of it, but the bones of this play. I mean, this is just 4 verticals. That's 4 verticals out of 3x1. You're putting a stretch, a stress, and stretch on the middle field close player. Now, the thing that really will burn in Green Bay, okay, and this will burn, okay, obviously touchdown here. Well, guess what? This is a touchdown. This is a touchdown. And this is probably not a touchdown, but it's a massive gain because he's wide ass open. I mean, it's pretty hard to do if you think about it. It really is. So we come out here, we fake this. That gets all these guys. I mean, just undisciplined football coming up, undisciplined eyes. Everybody's open, and Baker makes them pay. So it's a beautiful design, no doubt about it. I'm not sure what pulling the guard helps, but I mean, take a peek. Down here to the bottom, touchdown. Seam, touchdown. Tight end, wide ass open. Mike Evans up top, touchdown. I mean, oh, what? Joe Barry said, what? Come on, man. Not great, Bob. Not great, Joe. And again, that's a really nice job by the center here. It's actually the right guard, my mistake. The center kind of kills us. This is interesting because this is one of those things where talk a lot about this protection. So now we're going to talk just the pass pro. So I talk a lot about this protection where this long trap action where you're pulling a guard. And, you know, think of Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Gronk, you know, hitting these little pop passes forever. And again, there's a famous video of Belichick talking about this very protection. Now, Tom wanted to put it in, but Belichick thought there were so many holes in the protection. Well, the major hole is when you pull this guy, you've now create this huge bubble here, and any sort of pressure on the backside is an issue. So right here, you know, whether this is pressure or this guy just is going rogue, the center comes all the way over here. Then that makes the right guard have to come all the way over to the 2I, all the way over here. I mean, those are rough ass angles. So really nice job by them just kind of sorting it out at the line of scrimmage because the protection saves this play. I'm not sure they meant to do that, maybe. Sure looks like they did, though. Man, that's a really nice job, especially because the right guard gets no depth. He does that at the line of scrimmage. Ride him by. Nice job from Baker, hanging tough, delivering a strike. Come on. Next one here. This new idea, middle field closed zone. You might see seams. We're going to get hit with seams here. This one is so bad that they've got a free runner at Baker, but he doesn't even hit the quarterback. So again, I don't think this is the most sound play in the world because 59, the left inside backer, is going to be a free runner on Baker, and he's throwing a seam to the right. But he's so open, and he gets so open so quickly, and Baker plays it so quickly, it doesn't matter. Again, it's not that it's a disqualifier to play these kind of coverages. It isn't. You just have to mix up how you're and what you're doing to carry the seams. So if you're going to go closed zone, you can't just have plays where guys can run free up the seam nonstop. Okay, there's lots of different ways you can handle it. You can try to reroute. Okay, you can get these guys hit at the line of scrimmage, reroute the seams, reroute the number twos. You can carry the number twos, meaning do like Rip Liz coverage where you're kind of running with them. You lose the flat defender, but you carry the seam of the number two. What you can't do is think that you just invented this new coverage that nobody knows how to beat, which is called cover 3, and just let guys rip seams. And again, it's almost worse because they get the free runner that they want, but because he's coming from depth and he's so open down here, because the middle linebacker type's got to move to the middle, it's just too easy. I mean, it's It's shockingly easy. And it's one of those things where it's not like this is like the no cover zone on a defense and you're giving up, the underneath stuff. That's a chunk. That's way too easy. And again, this is now multiple seams over and over and over, just ripping seams at home for Green Bay. It's kind of demoralizing. Like right here, Baker doesn't even drop. He plays it hot. It's pretty nice. If he knows he's hot to the left and playing hot to the right, good for you, dude. Tough way to make a living, but he makes him pay right here. Just way too much space. Another second and forever pseudo seam. This time we're going to hit the number 3 down here to the bottom. So again, to me, they're having a really hard time, they being Green Bay, lining up to these formations. So Baker does a great job here of looking to the left and pulling 7. You can see 59 on the right. He wants 7 to move over. They're misaligned. They're not aligned correctly to the formation, and Baker makes them pay. Now, they at least change their coverage structure so that they're in middle of the field open, like quarters-ish. But again, just do the math, right? Like, I don't want to oversimplify it, but it is this simple sometimes. 3, right? 2, 4. It's just not going to work. Like for who, for what? What are we talking about? And then again, Baker does a great job, not taking anything away from Baker here. He does a nice job looking this way. So he holds this middle linebacker type, right? 3 linebackers, the middle of the 3, Mike. He holds him over here, which then creates this lane for this like stick nod. And again, you catch split field coverage. So there's 2 safeties back. You're thinking, oh man, seams are not great here. But there's so much space, it doesn't matter. Baker just carving them up. And again, the formation, definitely effing them as well. They can't get lined up. Nobody on the logo. It's so open in the middle of the field. And again, Baker keeps it open with his eyes and his timing and his rhythm. His base as good as it gets right there. But man, to be second and forever and to just raise up and throw a stick nod slant, that's just, it's a great job from Baker, no doubt. Hold him to the left. But again, you have to acknowledge the gaps in the structure of what they're doing defensively right now in Green Bay. Next one here, you guessed it, another seam. This time to the inline tight end up top. Now, again, middle of the field open, everything except getting into the end zone here. This is a beautiful throw and catch. Again, a little bit, a little surprised, if I'm being honest, about just how open some of these throws are. You would think that these wouldn't be there. Again, when I see this coverage structure, this quote-unquote shell, I'm thinking seams are not great here. Now, maybe if this is a half-field player and he gets depth, we can put a little, inside out, like a 1 and a whole shot 2, but straight quarters is going to be tough. Now, is this quarter, half? Are we playing quarters down here? Half up here like Palmsy? Maybe. I don't know. I would personally question this guy's alignment. So to me here, he's outside the number 3. So if this is the number 3, so 1, 2, 3. It looks like he's outside the number 3. I probably would say you'd probably want to be inside the number 3 here to take away this seam. For instance, down here to the bottom, this safety to me is inside number 2. Now, again, it's definitely based on he doesn't get to line up wherever the hell he wants, theoretically. But again, it's one of those things where, man, they're just attacking these seams versus the correct leverage over and over and over and over. Again, just so much space. And if he were to work down here to the bottom, you get the ball to Evans. We just got multiple guys wide open. And again, not taking anything away from Baker. This is a great throw. It's a great design too. I love this formation. 2 tight ends to the left, wing. That's beautiful. And again, you can see the leverage of that safety, right? That safety is outside the number 2. And again, this is what I'm talking about here. This safety's leverage outside into the boundary. So this guy's inside of him and this guy's inside of him. So that's a lot of stress to put on that player to the middle of the field. He just has no help there. So again, it's the structural element. You're not helping anybody. That just puts your safety in a really tough spot, and Baker makes you pay. Next one here, touchdown pass. Get it to 41. Going into the flat, he's going to bluff and get into the flat. He's the first read, power pass. Nice little collision right at the pylon. Love it. Get yourself some NFC Player of the Week action right here with touchdown passes like this. Nice job, Baker, throwing it right on him. When you're throwing the backs like this, you definitely want to put it right on the body. So again, this play to me is we want the ball going exactly where it does. So he's going to come to the edge, bluff the edge player, and into the flat. That's number one. And I think right here they pair it with over the back line and then meshy this way. Now, I personally would prefer the guy coming towards the flat to be the guy who goes underneath. So I prefer this play this way to get that mesh for the number two, but I think they do it invert here. Doesn't matter. Great job by Baker getting into the first read, the bluff flat, whoop, whoop, get into the flat. Nice patience, great ball location, put it right on him. Love me some flat touchdown passes. Reverse out under center. Boom. Nice job, man. You can see Evans coming to you left to right. So if it wasn't there, you'd have Evans and the back line from the tight end. Just a really nice job. Construction, really common NFL red zone play, touchdown. Next one here, 3rd and 4. Again, so many of these third down calls to me were just, they were so easy for Tampa to get kind of wide open winners. And this isn't necessarily wide open, but I wouldn't say it's contested either. Easy third down completions. Baker just being surgical versus these zone defenses. So to me here, they're in an iteration of Tampa. Tampa, we'll talk about these curl players. They're really tethered to the quarterback's eyes. But for me, this is, again, just too easy. There's too much space here. So what the coverage-wise here, I'm not going to go over Tampa, but you get these closed, rolled-up corners, cloud corners, half-field player, half-field player. Now, though all the people in red here, they don't really matter for this play. We're going to talk about these 3 interior players. So what I'll call the Will, the Mike, and the nickel. Okay, so we try to get a jam right here. These players, these 2 outside players, what I'll call the curl players, are tethered to the quarterback's eyes. So if the quarterback looks over here, they're going to go over here. They're going to squeeze to this. They're going to squeeze to this. So when we make him miss, we miss the jam right there, and then we're up into the end. Well, versus Tampa, the middle of those 3 linebacker types is going to be getting deep. So once he gets deep, there's just this void here. So again, we get the kind of the pivot element of this wrap right here. That's going to hold down. So pivot, in, and then the check down here. That's really, this is the stretch. So when the nickel squeezes to the pivot and the Mike gets depth here, and this nickel Will doesn't squeeze over here, if he were to squeeze here, then we just go to the check down. But because he kind of hangs over here, again, there's so much space in these zones, he's able to just pitch and catch 3rd and 4 and in over the ball, just doing work. There's just too much space. Baker being really precise in these quick intermediate throws. Again, you can see those 3 underneath players, right? The miss on the jam, whoop, right there on the number 2 down here to the bottom by the nickel, whoop. Now, if the Mike were to squeeze 14 here and clamp down on that, then you just throw it to the check down. And again, the check down's wide ass open. The check down's going to get a first down too. It's one of those things where it's certainly a great performance from Baker. It really is. But there's so much space. Even if they were to cover some of these guys, other guys are wide ass open too. So it's a great job by Baker. Really nice 3rd down efficiency. No doubt about it. Getting right, feeling good, playing at a high level, consistent. But man, there's a lot of wide open guys out there. Too easy. Next one here, 3rd and 3, touchdown pass. Pretty wild. Up top to the new number 3. Just a little stick. It's a tight window throw. And again, from there, we get kind of, the Packers get turf monstered by their own stuff. One of those things where, this is a tight window 3rd down throw. And then 19 just does the rest. So nice job from Baker getting it out on time. I mean, this is a beautiful throw. That is just beyond the fingertips of 59. Tight window throw on 3rd down. and then 19 makes somebody miss, accelerate, 20 gets sniped, and it's a wrap. So just really, what a great game from Baker on these third downs. Even the ones like this that are contested, he makes perfect throws. Just beautiful. And again, you can see the base here. I would classify him as a wider base guy. You can see it kind of showed off right there. I mean, that's about as wide as you'll see anybody. But he's able to be precise with the ball location. I mean, that is throwing it away from the near defender. Beautiful, and the accuracy leads to this play. Now, certainly helps that 19 makes somebody miss and accelerates. But man, Baker, just have yourself a day. Really cool, especially in this environment, on the road, historically tough place to play. You can see, just look at 20 on the top right. You don't think that they're confused scheme-wise? You go back. What the hell are you doing? Oh my God. Got nothing. Woo. Missed tackle, slip, house. Yikes. So that is a wrap. Baker Mayfield, the Bucs, impressive win on the road in historic Lambeau. Now, no doubt, Green Bay's defense got zone holes all over the place, really. But I thought Baker did a really nice job of not only exploiting the gimmies, because there were some gimmies out there, but driving the ball down the field, played with anticipation, showed some precision, has always been pretty good, in my opinion, at driving the ball in those intermediate lanes. But I thought he drove the ball down the field. He made really good decisions. He played on time, in tempo, in rhythm, in structure, showed some really nice pocket movement and poise as well. Pretty damn impressive. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.